Okay, that's it. Apple has given up on us on our genre of photography with the iPhone. Apple have gone, it's within spec, go and get. I am of course talking about astrophotography or very low light photography with the iPhone. It is a thing, we've been doing it for years. Let me show you how we got here. Since the iPhone 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15, we've been shooting pretty bloody good astrophotography with phones. And right now there's a few of you people out there going, well, you're gonna expect problems with doing this with a phone because the sensor is so small. That's just the way it is, go and buy a DSLR. Well, we've done it since the 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. So why can't we do it with the 16? You see, I've heard back from Apple and it's not good. My gut feeling is that this problem is bigger than what they want to admit because so many of you guys actually have this problem, but in the scheme of things, we are but a few people. Let's put this into perspective. Doing astrophotography with an iPhone is a very niche thing to do, and a lot of people will say go and do it with a DSLR. And well, this is a nice way for people to start into this genre of photography because most people have that phone in their pocket. This isn't a channel about go and do astrophotography with your phone. This is a channel about go and do astrophotography with your phone, and if you like it, you're going to get better results with a bigger camera. But at the moment, we're getting absolutely crap results with the iPhone. So this isn't something for you to look at and go, well, it's just a phone, don't worry about it. This is something that we used to be able to do with no problem, but this new phone's come out, the iPhone 16's come out, and a lot of people have this issue. I am, of course, talking about this blue line issue with astrophotography. I've gone through 2 phones now, both of them have it. In the Facebook group, Bloody Legend, Shane Moston Photography, whatever it's called, link down the bottom, there are bucket loads of people who have this issue. But we're also a lot of people who do astrophotography with phones. And a lot of people have had their phones replaced, which tells me Apple thinks it was a problem. In fact, my first phone, when I had it, I saw there was a problem with astrophotography. I contacted Apple and they agreed, even though it was out of the 14 days, it cost me $39 to process it, but they still agreed it was a fault. They agreed it was a fault and agreed to exchange the phone. Second phone came, it had a very, very similar problem with the blue lines. This has now been escalated to engineering. They have sat on this now for a few weeks when you guys would have seen other videos that I've done, and they came back to me just a couple of days ago. And it's just taken me a few days to zen myself out a little bit because this was going to be a very angry video. But now it should be all right. Now keep in mind the hardware specs on the 15 Pro and the 16 Pro are pretty much the same except for the ultra wide, which again is pretty bad compared to the 15 at 12 megapixel. But anyways, we move on. This camera here on the 16 Pro has this blue line issue. Lots of people have it. I've spoken about it in a few other videos. I'm not going to tell you all about the in-depths of how I found this and how you can test your phone. If you want to go and test your phone, I'll link a video up there somewhere where you can explain what you do. But there is a problem, and lots of people have had their phones replaced. Engineers have had it. They've come back to us now. Well, the tech support guy that I've been dealing with has been superb. He's very, very good. They've come back and they've said, this is basically digital noise. It's within spec. So yeah, this is within spec. They are not going to do anything about this anymore. There would be hundreds, if not thousands of phones that they've replaced now because they agree that this was a fault. And at some point they've gone, holy shit, this is costing us a lot of money. Hold on, how can we do this? Oh, it's now within spec. If it was on the 13, 14, 15, this would have been absolutely shit. The other phones, 12, 13, 14, 15, not going to say the 11 was the first one and it wasn't that good, but we could still do it. It was arguably better than this. But I digress. 13, 14, 15 are better. They didn't have this problem. This camera has this problem. The hardware between the 15 and the 16 is supposed to be the same in the camera module. Not everybody has this problem. Only some of us have this problem. A lot of people said, oh, it's software. Well, I've gone through all of the iOS updates. I've tried beta releases, developer beta releases. I've tried all of them. And the problem remains exactly the same on all different versions of iOS. Somebody in the community, they also have a YouTube channel, they reached out to me and said, hey, I've got a fix for this. You go into the Photos app and go into the Develop module, the Edit module, and the automatic thing just gets rid of them. No, it doesn't. It just decreases the shadows, darkens the shadows, and it hides the stuff in the shadows. But if I was out here taking a photo of this sky right here, if there was a Milky Way up there, all this here would be dark in the photo. Stars would be up there. There'd be a line going straight up through here and into the sky. And when you darken the shadows, all the blue line disappears. But if you look closely, there'll be a blue haze up through the top there. That doesn't fix it. So it's not a software problem because so many people have it, yet so many other people don't have it. Some people have gone out, replaced their first phone at an Apple store, with a problem, second phone didn't have the problem after doing transferring all the data from one phone to the other. This is not a software thing. It's absolutely a hardware thing, and lots of people have it. This is like battery gate from the iPhone 6. I reckon there's a heap of bloody camera modules out there that are not right, but because we're such a small niche of people doing this, well, they're going to say piss off. It's not a fault. It's within spec. When I spoke to this fellow on the phone, I said, look mate, I get that, no problem at all. I want this in writing. I want it in writing. So I could show you guys on this channel here what it is. He said, no, you can't have it in writing. If you want it in writing, you've got to contact the legal department to get it in writing. What the hell are you hiding? What do you think I'm going to do with it if you come and actually give it to me? I should have bloody recorded the phone, but I took the call on my Mac and I couldn't work out how to record on my Mac. But with the new phone, you can actually record the call. I should have done that and been able to show you the call. But they said, this is the problem. This is in spec. We're not going to fix it. I asked for it in writing. They said, no, we can't give you that. And he was quite a lot on the phone trying to work out a way to appease me, I guess, because I've just spent $2.5 grand on a phone that isn't as good as the previous model with what we do here. I then said, well, sod it, give me a refund. Take the phone back, give me a refund. This is not fit for purpose. My purpose has always been this. I can prove that we've done this on the YouTube channel. You can prove it. And this doesn't do that. This is not fit for purpose. He said, oh, okay, cool. No worries, we'll give you the refund. So, but I've got to find a different fault with the phone because engineering said this isn't a fault. I said, well, why did you replace it the first time if it's not a fault? So think about this. There are hundreds of people in our photography group there on Facebook that have had their phones replaced because it was a fault. There are hundreds of people who have taken the phone into an Apple store and had it exchanged because even they say this is a fault. But because so many of these phones are being replaced now, Apple have gone, it's within spec, go and get. I have never done this on this channel before. If you've got an iPhone 16 and you are intending to do what we do here on this channel and you've purchased it within the last 14 days, take it back, get a refund and go and get a previous model, because this one for low light photography absolutely sucks. I don't know why more people aren't talking about this. A lot of people say, oh, you're complaining too much on this channel about this problem. This is a legit problem. Just because it doesn't affect you doesn't mean it's not a problem. Every other phone that I've had doesn't have this problem. So what do we do? Where does that leave us? I've even reached out to my contacts within Apple and they've gone radio silent on the issue. So I don't know where we stand. At the moment, you're not going to see too much astrophotography with iPhones here because it sucks. It really sucks. It's very bad. Incredibly bad service from Apple. Gone are the days where you used to be able to recommend to people, just get the Apple device, it just works, because that's not the case anymore. Not only is it not the case, they're not prepared to fix it. See you later.